Welcome to the Straight Up, No Bullshit, The Don Handston Show. Our hosts are going to push the limits, but create an environment where it's safe to uncover the crap that holds you back so you can survive the mediocrity of today's life. And they'll be admitting and revealing their own experiences so you can learn the skills and attitude you need to be who you are. No bullshit. Warning to all listeners: if you have thin skin and get offended easily by harsh, direct, or somewhat offensive content and language, then this podcast may be overwhelming. However, we believe pulling your blinders off and viewing things from a real perspective may feel invigorating and may be the very thing that may cause you to expand your capabilities exponentially. Now here's your hosts, Don and Markus.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Straight Up No Bullshit. Don, how you doing, my friend?
Doing well today.
Excellent. Today we got a fascinating topic I think you're really going to truly enjoy. It's going to open up your eyes and challenge your perspectives. We're going to be diving into the art of getting people to have alternative perspectives, considering alternative perspectives, and encouraging them to look at the world in a different way. Joining us today, we have a special guest, Dr. Dan Vanderweit, DC. He's a highly experienced chiropractor with over 24 years of experience as a chiropractor. Dr. Vanderweit, I call him affectionately Dr. Dan, which we'll do from now on here, has not only mastered various techniques in chiropractic care, but also holds certifications in whiplash injury protocol, specializes in hands-on adjusting, arthro-stim techniques, and with his holistic approach to health and natural healing, Dr. Dan is here to shed some light on the importance of expanding our perspectives for optimal wellness. So just a little bit about Dr. Dan. Not only is he a dedicated professional, but he's also a family man. He's a loving husband and father. He finds joy in supporting his two sons, playing baseball and skiing and probably some other sports that I'm not even aware of, and really cherishes quality time with his loved ones. Dr. Dan's journey into chiropractic care began when he was in high school, when he personally experienced the transformative power of chiropractic treatment. This ignited his passion for pursuing a career focused in holistic health and natural healing. When he's not in his chiropractic office, you can find Dr. Dan's indulging in outdoor pursuits, maybe out in Colorado skiing, rejuvenating himself through boating, golfing, and fishing. He also opened his second chiropractic location in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. We're pretty excited about that. We're going to talk about that here today. We're also going to touch about the significance of exercise as an antidepressant, the importance of eating natural, healthy foods, and the role of chiropractic care in maintaining the body-brain connection, which is so important and so relevant in today's day. So get ready for an explosive episode and get ready to have your perspectives rocked. So Dr. Dan, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Pleasure
Always.
being here.
It's an honor. It's an honor and privilege. For those that don't know, he's been my chiropractor for about 20 some years. I think Molly was probably one or two when you first adjusted her, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going back a little ways. So, well, that's awesome. So tell me, Dr. Dan, what got you, obviously you had some experiences in high school that drew you into becoming a chiropractor. Tell us a little more details. What happened? What drew you in, and what ignited that passion for you?
Well, first of all, when I was younger, I wanted to be a doctor. However, I didn't want to give medication. I didn't want to do surgeries. We never took medication in our house. I mean,
right.
Never went to the doctor. So when I was in high school, through sports, tennis, had some injuries to my lower back, some injuries to my knees. So I went to a local friend that was a chiropractor. He started adjusting my back, fixed my knees, lower back, and then I noticed that my sinus issues were getting better, and I was sleeping better, and I had all these other changes. So I'm like, what's going on here? And he explained to me how we're not just getting rid of pain, we're fixing the nervous system so your body can function better.
That makes sense.
90% of your nervous system controls the function of your body. Only 10% perceives pain. So you can have some segmental dysfunction or subluxations in your spine and not even know it because you can't feel it. But it could be affecting your stomach, your gallbladder, your liver. And so once I learned that, I'm like, well, I don't have to give drugs. I could heal people. I could fix people. And there's no drugs.
So what's interesting is I've been getting treated chiropractically, naturopath, all different types of natural doctors. And it's not really the treatments. It's what I've learned about my body and me and how I operate. And what I find interesting is your spinal cord is actually your electrical system for your body. And when you do have any types of lesions, misalignments within the spine, it doesn't only hurt you structurally, but like you had just mentioned, your internal organs don't operate because your mind has to connect with your body, and your body connects with your mind through your electrical system. And so, in my opinion, you guys don't only repair your spinal cord and your actual skeleton of the body, it actually improves all of the functionings that are within your body, within your bodily organs. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
Dan?
yeah, absolutely. It's some people use like a safety pin cycle. You have your brain and you have your nervous system that connects to the body, and if that cycle is broken, your brain can't communicate with the body and the body can't communicate with the brain, and then there's going to be dysfunction throughout the body, whether it's an organ, the system, cells, your immune system, mental capacity. All things are, you need that electrical system to control everything in the body.
Right. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It seems like when you adjust things, you got the spinal cord and you've got all these things that are happening. It's really you're opening up or removing blockages from the communication pathway for your body, for your entire body. Would that be an accurate portrayal?
Absolutely. Yeah. Above,
That's
down,
awesome.
inside out. That's how we heal the body.
Say that again.
Above, down, inside out. That's how the body's healed, not outside in.
Gotcha.
The whole medical model is outside in.
Right.
Trying to fix a symptom, not fix the problem.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
So the thing that I love so much about holistic care is you're not treating symptoms. Initially you are, because initially you have to treat the symptoms, but what it is it's a constant search for the root cause. What has created the problems that's occurring? And so in the medical industry, okay, it's all about treating the symptoms.
Correct.
And if you treat the symptoms, their job is done. And it's not done because it hasn't even begun. I mean, sure, you need a medicine to get you where you need to go, but you need to figure out why did you need that medicine, okay? Same thing. Why do you need a treatment? Why is your body not functioning accurately? And so it's not just the doc, not just a guy like you that treats their patients, but I'm sure that for a person like you want to have like really good patients that will listen, patients that will do, the things, the stretches, the different things that you may tell them to do, the self-manipulations, the understanding of the body. And because, in my opinion, it's between the doctor and the patient. If it's a good patient and it's a good doctor, you're going to have a great result. But if a person comes in and they want the doctor to fix everything and they want to do nothing, it's not going to be a good fit for you. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but the problem is everyone wants a quick fix and everyone wants it. Right. They have this model, this medical model in their brain that I'm going to come into the office and then you're going to give me something and my problem's going to be solved. But it's never that way, especially with natural care. It takes time,
Sure.
But people are like, well, why do I have to keep coming to a chiropractor? I'm like, well, we have to retrain the body. We have to get rid of these subluxations, these segmental dysfunctions, lesions, whatever you want to call them in the spine. And it doesn't happen one time. It's like,
right.
It's like someone thinking, oh, I can just go work out one time and then I, look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or, I can have one salad and I lost 150 pounds and look at me. I can fit my bikini,
Well, that's why people are attracted to the medical industry, right? Pop a pill.
It's the easy way.
Their problems go away. You just go to Walgreens, pick up some pills, pop those, and you're good to go. And it's kind of funny because even my folks, the older generation, they don't believe in holistic care. This is the only care I will do. I won't go to a doctor. But so my dad's back could be hurting him, working on the car, whatever he's doing. And he goes and he gets muscle relaxers. I'm like, Dad, well, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'll take a bath and take some muscle relaxers. I'm like, but you can't tell them. You can't
Right.
tell older people, what to do. They're going to look at you and say you're stupid. You don't know. You don't know.
However,
So okay.
however, the alternative perspective on that is that you could take valerian root, which is a natural muscle relaxer, and that might actually work with some Epsom salts in the bath with some heat to loosen the back. Would you agree with
That
that?
sounds like a lot of work, Marcus.
So much work.
It's a whole paradigm shift that we got to
Right.
give to these people, which it's hard to change your thinking, especially the older patients. Their chiropractic is still pretty young, even though it's over 100 years old. But the medical model's done a good job of not brainwashing, but educating
Sabotaging.
you on taking a pill. You have
Well,
a symptom, take this. I mean, look at every single commercial. It's at least one out of every two commercials, if not, 2 out of 3 are for medicine.
Absolutely.
well, yeah.
It's a,
I mean, it's. I think what they've done, the medical industries. I think they've invalidated holistic care because a lot of the insurance companies don't even cover it, and the holistic supplements, the holistic care. Like I'm sure that some of the insurance companies pay for what you do, and some of them don't. But like some of these specialized holistic care people that I use, they don't cover any of that. I just pay out of
No.
pocket. But the thing is they can't afford for the medical model to go away. They need hospitals, they need doctors, they need the pharmaceutical drugs to make money so the politicians can make money. And I hate to say it all stems back to the government, but it's also indoctrination, right? Like a medical doctor can treat the symptoms very well, but can he get to the root cause? Can he actually figure out the reason why you have the problem that you have? And the conclusion I've come up with is almost none of them can. So what's the point in using them unless I need to go to a hospital if I, broke a leg or need some stitches in my face from a hockey game or something like that? What's the point? What do I need that for?
Right. Well, and that's the problem. They're looking at the symptoms, and when the patient comes in, a lot of times the patient wants the doctor to treat the symptom, not say, all right, let's get to the root cause of this. Getting to the root cause is going to take some time to do so.
Takes time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And nowadays we want, instant gratification. We want the fix now. Give me a pill. The easiest thing, I give patients certain stretches in my office. You can do these stretches, these exercises. This helps with posture. This will help strengthen your lower back so your lower back doesn't keep going out. But if I give them 5 to 6 stretches or 20 minutes of exercise to do, they're not going to do it. So I'll give them one exercise or maybe one stretch and see if they do that.
right.
But you got to change people's habits too. And getting into an exercise routine or stretching routine when you don't do it, you got to
take their temperature and see if they're willing to do the one exercise, because if they're willing to do that, then they're possibly more willing to do other ones, which is important.
And then I'll give them more. They're like, all right, is there anything else that I can do? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I got plenty of things you can do.
Right. I will share this, a new kind of an alternative, or maybe just a new perspective on things, is that, and Don, you alluded to this a little bit. If you're in a car accident, you're in an acute issue, you have a heart, failure, something goes on, those hospitals and medical doctors, their programs are phenomenal. They've saved my life. They can save a lot of people's lives. However, that it's the aftercare, it's the preventative maintenance, it's all the things that we do outside of emergencies that doctors like yourself and other natural healers can probably do things much better and much more proficient and be healthier about it.
Correct.
So, if we can get that new perspective in people's minds, that hey, you go to a doctor if it's an emergency or you're in an acute situation. However, if you want to be healthy, if you want to truly have quality of life and not be at 50 years old popping 15 pills that you're prescribed to that cost you a small fortune, but hey, your insurance company covers most of it, then you need to look at things in a different way.
Right. And you need to open up your mind, right? You need to change your thoughts. You got to quit being glued with, to the agreements that everybody else has made. Like, this is what you got to do and this is what you don't got to do. And you got to open up your mind. And once you realize what works and what doesn't work, you realize that the stuff that they're telling you that works doesn't really work. And you made a great point, Marcus. Preventative care, okay? Work out, exercise, right? Stretch, eat right, sleep well. don't be in toxic environments, right? And then you seek out holistic doctors and holistic supplements that you can take, okay, that improve different levels in your system to improve your spinal cord and your electrical system in your body, like Dr. Dan. But if you did all these things, then you no longer need the medical industry. Okay, it's kind of like if you keep your car tuned up and you keep it clean and there's no salt on it and blah 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 blah, that car is going to last you. Okay, but if when they tell you you don't have to change your oil for 100,000 miles, and people are like, oh no, it says in the thing you don't have to change oil for 100,000 miles, and they wonder why they need a new car every 3 years.
Right.
Like it goes through the same thought process. You have to figure out what works, what doesn't work, but you also have to open up your mind and understand that insurance company doesn't probably, if you use your head, insurance company probably doesn't cover people that actually help you, doesn't cover supplements that actually improve your health. Okay, but what they will cover is they'll cover the toxic pharmaceutical drug. They'll cover the toxic surgery that you might need and all this other bullshit. There's so many people that I know, because I've been playing sports for so many years. There's so many people I know that have had replacements, back surgeries, all these things that they did not even need had they seen professionals like Dan. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of that too. And once they have that scar tissue, it's hard to work through it.
It is. And going back to maintenance, even in the Medicare handbook, they say chiropractic cannot be used for maintenance. So if I adjust a patient and they come into the office and say, I feel pretty good, just a little tweak, I want to come in here for maintenance. I'm like, you said the word maintenance, Medicare won't cover maintenance. So technically, if I adjusted that person and they really weren't having any pain and Medicare audits me, they're going to take that money back and possibly give me a fine because I did maintenance on a Medicare patient. So it's not about getting the person better. It's just treating the symptoms.
Right.
That's what it is. But to get people to change their perspective, it's education. Patients come into my office and the first visit, they're going to be like, I'm here for back pain, neck pain, these issues. Well, I also look at all their histories, all their symptoms, the systems in their body, and figure out what problems are they having with other systems, and try to educate them on, like, okay, we can adjust you, we can work on your spine, and we might be able to get rid of that stomach issues that you're having, or the asthma or allergies or headaches, or constipation that you're having. Now, nowadays, it's a little more difficult because we have lousier, shitty diets. We have, shit floating in our air. We're so toxic right now. So it's hard to get those miracles that I used to get under chiropractic care alone, because now we have to look at the food we're eating, the water we're drinking, and the air we're breathing, which is getting worse and worse each day.
So in your opinion, what are some alternative perspectives that we can share to open up people's eyes of looking at the world a different place, that covers some of those things, covers some of, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we're eating, and so forth? Because I know we're talking about alternative perspectives, and I know it's, we're focusing on health, but is it just healing arts, or is there more to it than that?
It's trying to find ways to eat cleaner, and just detox the body. It's, what kind of water are you drinking? Are you drinking city water? Are you drinking well water? You better have a good reverse osmosis system and, some salt or something to put the minerals back in there,
Right.
I have a whole house filtration system, and then I have a reverse osmosis system for my drinking water. And then I put back the trace minerals in my water. The air we breathe, get a house filter, an air filtration system in your house. And the foods, we got to get rid of all the crap, we've talked about. And when he had Dr. Steve Spencer on a couple months ago, he talked about getting rid of seed oils. That's the biggest thing, those linolenic acids, which is basically all seed oils. PUFAs. PUFAs. Yeah.
Polyunsaturated fatty acids.
I just saw an article, I think it was from Dr. Mercola, and he was talking about, it's not the sugar that's killing us now, it's the PUFAs that we're getting, the linolenic acids. That's killing us. It's causing these chronic diseases. So You know, no more chicken and oil, no more fried food.
You know, I've talked to a few different health practitioners, and it seems like the consensus is if you use grass-fed butter or ghee, you can use coconut oil, avocado oil, or even lard, which is basically, bacon fat. Those are the things that aren't going to cause you the kind of problems as if you were using safflower oil or canola oil or some of these linoleic oils that we're talking about. Would you agree with that?
Well, the lard and the fat, the beef tallow, stuff like that, that has like 1% linolenic acid in it, where
Right.
even the lowest oils like your avocado oil and olive oil have like 10% in there. Now the rest of them have like 20, 30, 40, up to 70% linoleic acid in it. So the avocado oil and the olive oil are your lowest in the oils. Yeah. Coconut oil too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coconut oil is good too.
Yeah, I thought coconut oil was on the lower end, maybe like 1 or 2% on that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But again, don't just use any old coconut oil. Use extra virgin organic coconut oil.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I was going to say, read your ingredients. You know, when you turn it around and see how many ingredients are in there, if you can't pronounce half of them, you know, you probably shouldn't be eating them.
Right.
You know, look at an Impossible Burger and then look at organic ground beef. What are the ingredients in both of them? You got 30 things in Impossible Burger, and then you got beef and beef.
And most of them are GMO.
Yeah.
You know, so as far as the things in the Beyond Burger, so people are the things that they say are healthy foods for you aren't that healthy, and you really have to do your own research and really have your own perspective on it. And so when you say eating clean, I think that conjures up an image for different people. Some people think that, hey, I can get on the HelloFresh and have my food delivered to me, and that they say it's clean, so it must be clean. And sure, it might be more whole food, but is it really clean?
Probably not. You know, it's so hard to eat clean, especially if you're on the go or you're going out to dinner or something. But there's ways to eat cleaner, and if you can't eat and afford organic, obviously you want to do that as well.
Right.
You know.
So yeah, organic, regenerative farming, whole foods as much as possible. That's what you would call considered clean, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's basically doing your research, right, on health, on the skeleton structure of your body, on your internal organs, on your fuel, which is your food, on, like you said, your water. I do hydrogen water. It's all you have to do. We have so many resources at the touch of our fingers with these phones nowadays that you can research pretty much everything. The problem is what is the data that you're getting? Is it actual data that helps you, or is it data that steers you down the path to destruction, which we all know that the data companies they tell you what they want to tell you. And we all learned that during the coronavirus, right? Like they're gonna make the content in order to create their agenda, and if you speak against it, it just doesn't. It goes away, and nobody really sees any of this information. So sometimes it's a little bit more work to actually do the research, because a lot of people don't have the time. They want to click a button, press Google, and say, "Hey, is this good for you?" And then Google says, "Oh yeah, it's great for you," and then they eat it for 10 years, and the guy's in a hospital bed. You know, like, hey, I'm making all that up, but. Right. Like the information, where are you getting your data, right? Where's the information coming from?
Well, the funny thing about that is like today I looked up linoleic acid. Is it good for you? I looked up Google. I Googled it. And usually I go on alternative sites like DuckDuckGo, but now I use Brave, because Brave.com is a search engine, is supposedly free speech. So I went in there and I typed in, is linoleic acid good for you? And you hit search, and it's AI generated. So it's the same stuff I got on Brave that I got on Google. So even though this is not supposed to be suppressed, it's the same stuff across all the search engines. So I started just following certain doctors that do the research, and you can go to their sites and get it, because some of these doctors that I follow may be suppressed, or they might be on Google, but they might be on page 200. and you're never going to get to page 200. You're not even
Right.
going to get to page 3.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Very few people go past page 1 these days. So,
Yeah.
you need to know. And so that's what that's what straight up no bullshit's all about. It's getting straight up to what is true, what is accurate, what is really being truthful to you versus the lies and the propaganda that's being spewed to us as just marketing or whatever the big companies, spin on it is. So that's what it's all about. And we appreciate that, you're helping us dive deep into this. So let's talk about improving mental health. Are there things that chiropractic care and the things that you can offer help promote boosting people's mental health and give them more of a positive outlook on life?
Oh, that's a hard one to tackle, mental health.
Is it? Okay.
It's I mean, people are having more anxiety. Everyone's on their phones now. Everyone's getting bombarded with information all the time. So it's creating anxiety. It's creating depression. People are not in the present moment at a lot of times. So that's causing a lot of the mental issues. But most people are in like a fight or flight. The sympathetic nervous system is overloaded. Right. So they're fight or flight. That lion is chasing me. So
it's reactive mind. It's your reactive mind.
Yeah. Always. Yeah. So there's adjustments that I can do for people, especially with children and anyone that has like ADD and ADHD, anyone that comes in with anxiety and depression, which a lot of people do. I'm always adjusting upper cervical because that affects the parasympathetic nervous systems. That kind of calms you down, and I'll adjust the lower back, sacrum, in that area as well because that helps increase the parasympathetic nervous system, which will kind of balance out that sympathetic fight or flight.
Well, when you straighten out the lesions in the spine and you take the tension, you loosen up the tension to the brainstem. Doesn't that allow the electrons to flow in and out of the brain easier? So your mental capacity flows through your body and it operates at a much higher level.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to have effect on the CSF fluid too. That's going through your brain and down into your spinal column as well, for sure.
Right. Because I noticed since because Dr. Steve does a lot of adjustments for me. And I've noticed that the hamster doesn't have to run quite so fast on the treadmill. Actual thoughts come out of this melon. No, but it really has helped improve a lot of my mental capabilities. So I really do believe that when you loosen it up and it takes that tension off that the brain stem, I really do believe that the electrons flow at a much easier rate, and it allows your mental capacity to increase.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you release those lesions or segmental dysfunctions, subluxations, whatever you want to call it, everyone has different words for it.
Sure.
It releases endorphins and all your happy hormones too.
Right.
So, and then you have to get to exercising too. Once you start exercising, you're working the body, you're putting motion into the body. And when you work that lean muscle mass, you're again releasing a lot of those happy hormones that give you that good feeling. So I always tell people to exercise. I'm like, start off with 5 minutes a day. Pick 4 exercises and do those 4 exercises for 5 minutes nonstop. And once you can do 5 minutes, do 10 minutes and then go to 15 minutes.
I love it.
I'm not asking you to go to get a gym membership and work out for 2 hours a day. No one's going to do that.
Right.
Small baby steps.
Go for a walk. Climb up some stairs, up and down for 5 minutes.
So it's really about the gradient level, right? The gradient level. So you start off with something somebody can do pretty easily, and if they can't, then they're just not going to do it. Yeah. And you just at a small gradient, bring it up a little bit. Maybe they're only up to a 15-minute workout, but that might be better than they've done in their whole life,
Well, it's like everyone sets these major goals like, I'm going to lose 100 pounds this year. No one does that. How about if you work out 4 minutes a day, every day? And then when I do it for 30 days, then I'll go to 10 minutes. It's making those small little adjustments like, was it that book, Atomic Habits, I'm reading right now. Just be 1% better today. Just 1% better today. That's it.
It's and it's interesting that you say that, because that's one of the sayings. Things either get better or they get worse. Nothing stays the same. So
Right.
if you're not improving, you're declining.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you're absolutely right. I don't care if it's just a tiny bit. If you're getting better every day, it's something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be the same thing. It's something. You're getting better. That's a good thing. But if as soon as you put it on cruise control and you're like, we're gonna status quo this, you're just gonna go downhill, and it's a slippery slope once you start going down that hill, as we all know.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. If
Absolutely.
you're not growing, you're declining. Even if you're
Right.
stagnant, if you're here, this is still, you're going downhill.
Right.
Absolutely.
Just
Absolutely.
a little bit better every day.
And one little thing I can share about the whole mental positive outlook on life is I read a study, this is going back quite a few years ago, that if a person smiling cannot feel depressed. Literally, there's just for something, I don't know if it's the muscles or the nerves or whatever. If you can force yourself to smile, you can overcome depression. You can overcome sadness. You can overcome not feeling well. So put a smile on your face. That little perspective can change it all. So maybe you can have all your patients smile first before you get an adjustment.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it, just put
Exactly.
that smile on.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So what other things that you do for yourself personally to, foster alternative perspectives and opening up people's eyes? Are there things you share with people to help them to, maybe plant the seeds of seeking out more truth?
Things that I do personally for myself to
Sure.
better
Yeah.
myself:
Yeah.
sunlight, getting out in
Okay.
nature, um, grounding, get out
Yep.
in the grass. I walk my dog every day, a couple times a day, and I'll just take my shoes off and just go out in the grass and walk around for 10, 15 minutes. Go out for a run, go to lakes, just getting away from the EMFs, the TVs, the screens, and just getting out in nature and just
Right.
calming your mind. That's huge.
That is huge.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, all the natural stuff out there is how we are supposed to survive. We're supposed to be awake when it's light out. We're supposed to sleep when it's dark out. Okay, we're supposed to eat nutritional food that's from nature, that grows from the ground or from animals, as close to natural as possible. It's like you say, it's about being outside in the sunlight and drinking water and breathing good air, and you know what, a lot of the things that impact you is your environment. So it's not just your environment, meaning the blue skies and the sun and the lake. It's the people that are around you as well. So and if we focus on the things that we want and don't put any focus on the things that we don't want, give attention to the things that we want in our lives, that's what we'll bring into our lives. And I think that's it, whether it's a higher level of health and living, right? People are going to seek out guys like you and value that, because they want to be healthy. And if they put that out there, if they put, I want to be healthy, and the only way I can be healthy is by figuring out why I have this problem, and they see somebody like you, and maybe if you can't do everything for them, you can connect them with somebody else, but you get them in that mindset where they can help themselves and you can help them help themselves. Then I think that it's like a full circle thing, because I think that when you're in a group of people that all want to get a little bit better every day, that's a good thing, because so many people are on the road to destruction, right? They have destructive habits, and
Yeah.
and that's what it is. It's eating and drinking alcohol and staying up all night and not being out in the sun, and everything's all backwards, and they wonder why they have health issues.
Yep. You gotta watch what you say. You gotta have those positive affirmations. High frequency. Run at a high frequency. Get
Right.
around like-minded people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do the affirmations. Set some goals. Move the body. I mean, these people that don't move the body, I mean, their health declines so quick. Look at someone that breaks a hip or something and gets in a wheelchair. How many years do they have to live once they hit a wheelchair? Couple? I think statistically that's what it is, about 2 years. So even my elderly patients that are stubborn and don't want to use a walker or, use a cane just to help support themselves, I'm like, if you fall on the ground, you have osteoporosis, you're going to shatter like a little champagne glass. And what then? You're going to be sitting in a wheelchair. So,
yeah, there's so much that needs to be done, is in taking care of yourself, doing the small little things to prevent these larger issues from happening. And again, movement is key. I remember when I injured myself years and years ago, you said, hey, I'm like, should I immobilize it? You're like, no, move it. Keep it moving, because that's what's going to help you to get it to heal properly.
Yeah. Even surgeons and doctors know that now. They used to immobilize you, rest, elevate, ice, compress, whatever. Now you get a knee surgery. They get you in a machine that's bending your leg within 30 minutes after surgery. They want you moving. That's crazy. They realize that.
I remember after my heart surgery, they wanted me out making laps in the ER for a couple of times a day. They wanted to move in, which is great, because that means some of this new truth and just common sense is even seeping into the established industries like medicine.
Amazing. Common sense, huh?
Hey, it's only taken.
It's not very common anymore.
It's only taken fucking how many years? Yeah, exactly.
It seems common sense, but
right. No, it does seem like common sense, but common sense is not that common these days. That's for sure.
It's not.
Yeah. So you got some exciting things happening in your world. You just opened up a new office in Lake Geneva. Tell us about that.
I did. So I moved up to Lake Geneva, about 4 years ago. Love it up here. I've met a lot of great people, and I go to a couple establishments, a couple of businesses. I'll bring my table in there and adjust like the staff and any of the workers there. And then a lot of people are like, do you have an office up here? And, I'm getting more people. The more people I meet, they're like, I need a chiropractor. I have this issue, that issue. No one really wants to come to your house to get adjusted. So I found a small little location in town and set up shop. It's only maybe a 300 square foot office, but it's a start. And I got the table and the tools that I need. So I don't need anything fancy to do the work. I got my hands and my adjusting gun.
And your knowledge. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Because you spend Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays currently in your Round Lake Beach office. And then Thursday through Sunday, you're even seeing people on Sunday in Lake Geneva, correct?
Yeah, I am.
It'll
be around 8 to 10 in the morning, usually by appointment, because it's baseball season now. I got 2 boys in travel baseball, so we are traveling all the time. So if I don't have patients, I'm going to go see my kids play baseball.
Gotta love that. That's brilliant. And you call it Freedom Chiropractic, correct?
I do.
Why did you pick the Freedom?
Oh, I didn't know that. I got to get some cards, because I'm up at our house in Lake Geneva at least 3-4 times a month, and I could probably send you a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good people. Good people, please. Give me anyone. I just have to work on people a little bit longer. Some of them that need to change their mind, maybe, or their paradigm shift. I just picked freedom, freedom from the bullshit out there. Freedom's a big word nowadays. Freedom for how about this one?
The choices. Liberty, freedom, and justice for all. But freedom for myself too. It's I love it up here. I would love to make this a full-time gig, but it's hard to leave my Round Lake office. I love the people there. Been there for 24 years, so I don't think my patients would let me leave. But I just I love treating people, so it's I'm okay working 5-6 days a week. So got to do what I got to do. But
it's awesome. So important to do what you love.
Exactly. When you love what you do, you don't work a day of your life. So to you, when you're doing it, you're not really working. You're having fun. You're enjoying life, doing a trade that's helping other people, which is awesome.
Yeah. I take it for granted sometimes too, because I got out of chiropractic for a short period of time, probably for about 4 months. And I'm like, and I tried to find something else. I was just burnt out and just, just seeking something else out. And I just got drawn back into chiropractic because missed it.
Yeah.
I miss treating patients, and it's a very rewarding job, and we get results with almost everyone. You know, people that we can't get results with, we send elsewhere, or they might be maybe too far gone. But
Right.
with proper diet and exercise, nutrition, getting adjusted, doing the things that they need to do, people can heal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what's really cool is, yes, you are helping people, and like a lot of the different jobs that people have, a lot of them are not actually helping people. They can say, yeah, we're helping you by doing this or that for them, but how many people are truly helping? And to be honest with you, what us making these videos, okay, these podcasts, this is my way of helping people. I want to share information, correct information, accurate information, information that can help people inspire thought, change their thoughts, live a better life, be happier, be healthier. And so, like this, I can't really call this a job because this costs me more money than it makes me. I don't care. This is me. I feel like I'm giving back by doing this, right? By sharing my time and my ideas, and having you guys come out and talk about how you help people and different ways of thinking, and just get people out of the ordinary, everyday humdum, this path to destruction that people don't realize that they're on, and they can actually open up and actually live a really high quality life. And that's what I'm really hoping to change through this podcast. So I think we're all on the same page. We all want to help people. Me and Markus are on this thing together. With guests like you. We had Kevin Purcell. We had Dr. Steve. We had a natural doctor from Georgia. We had a lot of different people that are really in the business of helping people. And I think that is so important, because I think a lot of these occupations nowadays are taking advantage of people.
Yeah. I
Without
agree. And even with the chiropractic field, there's so much other stuff that's getting thrown out there. The red light therapy, which is wonderful. There's different treatments and protocols, and, you know, this machine and that machine, which does great work. And I'm not going to mention any of the machines, but to get down to the root of people's problems is, you know, you can do it simply with chiropractic. And then there's other stuff that these people can do at home to alleviate other issues, you know. So I've bought those $30,000 machines and those $50,000 machines and done all these programs and stuff. And does it work? They do, but it takes me away from chiropractic. And that's what I just want to focus on. So in my new office, and it's more overhead and there's more headaches. And then I got sidetracked and, maybe you should do this and that, when they're like, well, this is my problem that I want to fix. So I'm like, so my chiropractic office up in Lake Geneva, it's small, it's simple, it's straight chiropractic. There's different adjusting techniques I use. And if there's something else that you need, I could give you stuff to take home. You could buy some of my small little products to take home, or I can tell you to go buy this or go see this doctor and get what other things you need.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Absolutely. So I appreciate everything you've shared here. Are there any last alternative perspectives or things that you think can help open up people's eyes that you want to share? You want to wrap up with?
I think people just need to open up to new ideas. Look at different avenues. There's media out there now that isn't censored, so you can get the truth now. You know, there's Telegram, there's Rumble, there's all these other doctors that are doing podcasts all over the place where you're getting the truth and different perspectives, and just have an open mind. You know, I go down so many rabbit holes and I don't judge any of them. I'm like, all right, I'll look for the truth in it. You know, people talk to me about flat earth. Do I think it's flat? I don't know, but I'll look at some of this stuff and say, that's an interesting perspective on it.
Right.
So keep an open mind and investigate and question freaking everything. Everything. So if you're watching some TV channel and they say do this, most of the times I tell you not to do it.
Do the opposite.
Do the opposite.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So do your own investigation and find good resources to do it as well. Don't look at Google's first page.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Don't even go to Google.
That's
I don't know if I
funny.
could say Google or so. Don't go to Google. Maybe you guys will get censored now or something.
Oh,
knows?
God.
Whatever.
Then censor us. Whatever.
Exactly. They can go fucking pound sand, whatever. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Dan, this has been awesome. We so appreciate you taking the time to share some insights and new perspectives and alternative ways of looking at things, health and others. And we appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck in your new office in Lake Geneva. I know it's going to be a smashing success. I know the momentum's already building for that. So we appreciate you being on here, and we will definitely put a link to your new office in the show notes, a link in the show notes. And but tell everyone right now, it's freedomlakegeneva.com, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Excellent. Beautiful. Well, I love it.
Well, thanks for having me on the show. It's been fun.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, thanks for
You're
coming
very
out,
welcome.
Dan.
You're very welcome.
Anytime.
And we have an exciting news for our viewers. We just celebrated, and we just had our 20th podcast last week. And to celebrate that, we are giving a $100 gift card to one lucky watcher listener. So all you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to Straight Up No Bullshit on your favorite podcast platform. And that can also include YouTube and Rumble. Follow us on Facebook, X, and or Instagram, whichever platforms you utilize, and refer friends. So for every friend you refer who subscribes to our podcast and follows us on social media, you'll get an entry into this promotion. Just ask them to mention your name, and when they comment on the latest episode, just to make sure you do that and make sure they tag us. Straight Up No BS is the tag. So as you'll see on the screen here, but for those of you listening, Straight Up No BS as the hashtag. And then there's extra ways to enter as well. So if you share your favorite episode on social media, tag us and use the hashtag Straight Up No BS for an extra entry. That does it. Leave a comment on our latest episode telling us your favorite part and why you love the show. And make sure you leave a hashtag on there as well. Or tag your friends. Tag your friends on social media about Straight Up No Bullshit, whether it's tagging us on Facebook, whether it's on X, whether it's on Instagram, whether you're doing it on YouTube and putting the link on there. Just make sure you use the hashtag Straight Up No BS. And so for every one of those things, you're going to get an entry. And we look forward to announcing the contest winner. This contest is going to go through June 30th. And we're going to announce it on a live stream, our very first live stream on July 2nd. So stay tuned for that. Which will be a week and maybe a week and a day from the airing of this podcast. And then one lucky winner is going to get a $100 gift card. So we're excited about that. We appreciate you, Dan, for helping share the message. And until next time, we'll see you all on Straight Up No Bullshit. Cheers.
Absolutely. Take care, boys.
See you guys.
See ya.
Thank you for tuning in to the Straight Up No Bullshit, the Dawn Handston Show. We hope we enlightened you and expanded your perspectives with our bold and honest discussions about what might be holding you back from being your genuine self. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to the next episode. If you want to know more, go to straightupnobullshit.com. We'll see you next time.